Published 0958 EDT, the 5th of October 2017. Updated 1008 EDT, the 5th of October 2017. The UFC is desperate to find its next breakthrough star, that much is painfully clear. Coming out of its most successful year, the promotion has hit a lull in 2017 with only Jon Jones' clash with Daniel Cormier in July drawing anything in terms of significant pay-per-view buys. Jones now finds himself looking down the barrel of a potential four-year suspension for doping, whilst fellow big-money draws like Ronda Rousey and Brock Lesnar are seemingly done with their days inside the octagon. Kevin Lee is on the path to becoming the next big breakthrough star in the UFC. Lee Wright and Tony Ferguson face off at the UFC Ultimate Media Day on Thursday. Well, of course, the biggest crossover star in MMA history still remains Conor McGregor, set to make his return sooner rather than later following his money-spinning fight with Floyd Mayweather. But even the most avid McGregor fan would be hard-pushed to envisage the Irishman putting it all on the line more than a few more times, having long said his plan was to get in, get rich and get out. And that leaves a name-driven business on the hunt for its next one. The likes of Cody Garbrandt, Francis Ngannou and Justin Gaethje have all been touted as the next big thing, but there is one up-and-comer proving by the day that is capable of carrying that torch. The Motown phenom Kevin Lee is on a rise as quick as any seen since the Notorious arrived from Dublin and now finds himself just one win away from a potential meeting with global icon. Victory in Saturday night's UFC 216 main event against Tony Ferguson will see the 25-year-old crowned the interim lightweight champion of the world, theoretically placing him next in line to face undisputed champion McGregor, should he decide to finally defend his belt. The winner will be next in line to face undisputed lightweight champion Conor McGregor in less than 12 months. Lee has managed to transform himself from relative unknown to title challenger in the UFC's most hotly contested and exciting division. How has he done it? Through recognizing, as McGregor did, that there are many aspects to the fight game. Firstly and most importantly, there is ability. No fighter ever achieved greatness without winning fights. A former collegiate wrestler, Lee's fierce grappling and strong stand-up game has seen him rebound from a disappointing debut defeat in the UFC to win 9 of his last 10. The manner of the victories has also been key, his last 4 coming by finish, something the company and its fans value highly. The Motown phenom top has won 5 fights in a row, the last 4 of those by finish. Lee Wright has the stand-up game to complement his devastating grappling ability, but talent alone is rarely enough for those seeking widespread fame and the financial stability that often comes with it. A fighter must find a way to get the paying public to become emotionally invested in their bouts, and that is something the American has begun to master, seizing every opportunity available to gain recognition. It all started in May, during the UFC's summer kickoff press conference, an event that had been centered around the rematch between Jones and Cormier. Having fought his way towards a top 10 opponent in Michael Chiesa, Lee made sure people left the presser talking about their fight, not the UFC 214 headliner. Arriving in an outlandish outfit inspired by NBA star Russell Westbrook, the Las Vegas local continued to take shots at Chiesa before finally sending him over the edge by mentioning his mother. Lee speaks during the UFC summer kickoff press conference in Dallas back in May. The 25-year-old right punches Michael Chiesa second left during their onstage brawl. Chiesa got up, stormed over to confront Lee, and was met with a viscous right hand for his troubles. That brawl made fans sit up and take notice of a more brash Motown phenom, one happy to ruffle the feathers of anyone who crosses his path. Clearly had been taking notes from old sparring partner Floyd Mayweather. He duly dispatched of Chiesa in their fight night main event, submitting the elite submission specialist in the opening round before grabbing the chance to secure himself a bigger fight in the future. Interviewed by the UFC's Fox Sports panel, which included number 1 ranked Ferguson, Lee quickly initiated a back and forth, asking for a real journalist to be put down when asked a question by El Kukai. The entertaining verbal exchange would serve as a priceless piece of promotion for number 7 ranked Lee, allowing him to leapfrog other contenders and into this interim title showdown. When Khabib Nurmagomedov was ruled out, Lee Wright has his hand raised after submitting Chiesa in their main event contestant. He has made the most of his newfound media spotlight in the time since, establishing himself as one of the finer talkers in the sport, Ferguson the perfect dance partner. But whilst the UFC is certainly pushing him, fans remain unsure, many labeling his persona cringe, merely a weak imitation of McGregor. We mustn't forget, however, that McGregor himself was not taken seriously until he acquired his first piece of UFC gold. Beating Ferguson to win the belt could do the same for Lee, and he knows it. I've said this from the beginning that Tony is the toughest fight out there for me, he explained. This will definitely be the fight that helps me to get the respect I've been looking for a long time, and if he does get the job done, the biggest opportunity in this sport is there for the taking. The American has established himself as one of the finest talkers in the promotion. Winning UFC gold could help legitimize Lee and catapult him into the mainstream. Lee has already sowed the seeds, taking aim at McGregor in the build-up. "He's got to prove to me he's ready to fight," he said of the promotion's Golden Goose. "As far as I'm concerned, the man has lost 3 of his last 4 fights. I don't even think he beat Nate Diaz the second time. I like a big challenge, so he's gotta show me a little bit. He's a small dude, too. He's 145. He was getting out-wrestled by a dude who's 40 years old and a boxer, Mayweather. He was getting him in the clinches and out-wrestling him. I mean, he's gotta show a little bit more than that to me. So after this one, maybe I might give him a shot at the title. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see how he kind of reacts. It's a good start, but Diaz remains the money fight for McGregor. Lee must win in style in Las Vegas and cut the promo of a lifetime. If he can do that, he might just get the biggest fight in the game. And if he goes on to win that, then the possibilities are endless.